Good day, my friend. I want to remind you today that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are not a mistake. You are not an accident. You are a masterpiece, designed by the Creator with a unique purpose. But too often, we fall into the trap of comparison. We see what others have, what they're doing, where they're going, and we think, I'm not as talented. I'm not as smart. I don't have what they have. Let me tell you today, comparison is the enemy of joy. It will rob you of your peace, steal your confidence, and distract you from the amazing plan God has for you. You are not in competition with anyone else. God didn't give you their gifts because He didn't create you to live their life. He gave you your gifts because He created you for your destiny. You don't have to run someone else's race. You have your own course, your own path, your own calling. When you stop looking at others and start focusing on what God has placed in you, that's when you'll step into your best life. Think about a flower. A rose doesn't compare itself to a sunflower. A sunflower doesn't compare itself to a tulip. They just bloom. God wants you to bloom right where you are in the way only you can. So today I encourage you, quit looking to the left and the right. Quit wishing you had what someone else has. Lift up your head, hold your shoulders back and say, I am enough. I am equipped. I am chosen for something great. When you stop comparing and start embracing who you are, you will see blessings chase you down, doors open that you never expected, and favor that will take you further than you ever imagined. You don't have to be like them. You are already amazing just as you are. Now go out there, be confident, be bold, and shine. Of course, here's an expanded version of the You Are Uniquely Designed section without a subtitle and conclusion. You are one of a kind. There has never been and there never will be another person exactly like you. You are not a copy, a duplicate, or an accident. God created you with intention, with precision, and with a purpose that only you can fulfill. Think about it. When God formed you, He didn't use a standard blueprint. He didn't say, let me make another version of this person, or let me copy someone else's abilities and give them to you. No. He took His time. He placed inside you gifts, talents, and qualities that no one else has in the same way. You are handcrafted by the Creator of the universe, designed with specific strengths, passions, and abilities to fulfill a destiny that is uniquely yours. Too often, we overlook our own gifts because we are so busy looking at someone else's. We think, if only I could be as talented as them, as successful as them, as confident as them. But what we don't realize is that someone else is looking at us thinking the same thing. We are so focused on what we don't have that we fail to appreciate what we do have. Imagine a puzzle. Every single piece is cut differently, shaped uniquely, yet each one plays an essential role in completing the picture. If one piece tries to be like another, the puzzle will never come together. That's how life works. You don't need to fit into someone else's mold because you were never meant to. The value of your life isn't determined by how similar you are to others. It's determined by how fully you embrace who you were made to be. When you understand this truth, you will stop wishing for someone else's talent, someone else's calling, someone else's blessing. Instead, you will begin to appreciate the incredible design that is already in you. You have something the world needs. You have a role that no one else can fill. When you stop comparing and start believing in who you are, you will unlock the potential that has been inside you all along. So don't shrink back. Don't let comparison rob you of your joy. Step into your unique design with confidence, knowing that you were created for something great. Comparison is the enemy of joy. Nothing steals joy faster than looking at what someone else has and feeling like you don't measure up. You could be having a great day, feeling good about yourself, and then suddenly you scroll through social media and see someone on vacation in a place you've always dreamed of going. Or you see a friend getting a promotion, buying a new house, or achieving something big. Instead of celebrating them, you start questioning yourself. Why am I not that successful? Why don't I look like that? Why is their life moving forward while I feel stuck? The moment you start comparing, your joy begins to fade. What once felt like a blessing now feels inadequate. What once made you happy now seems small. That's because comparison shifts your focus from what you have to what you think you lack. But let me remind you, your worth is not determined by what others have. Just because someone else is succeeding doesn't mean you're failing. Just because their life looks good doesn't mean yours isn't. God has a different timeline for everyone. What He is doing in their life has nothing to do with what He is doing in yours. Comparison will make you feel like you're behind, when in reality, you are right where you're supposed to be. You have your own path, your own purpose, your own blessings that are uniquely yours. When you stop comparing and start focusing on your journey, that's when you'll find true peace and joy. So, don't let comparison rob you. Don't let it steal your confidence. Be grateful for what you have. Trust in God's plan and know that your time is coming. You are not in competition with anyone. Too often we live life as if we're in a race against others, constantly trying to keep up, prove ourselves, or get ahead. We see someone achieving something great, and instead of being inspired, we feel pressure. I need to catch up. I'm falling behind. I should be where they are by now. But let me tell you today, you are not in competition with anyone else. God didn't put you on this earth to outshine, outperform, or outdo anyone. He created you to fulfill your own destiny, to run your own race, and to stay in your own lane. Think about it. When you run a race, the moment you start looking to the left or the right to see what others are doing, you slow down. You lose focus. You get distracted from your own path. But when you fix your eyes forward and run at your own pace, that's when you reach your destination. In life, there is no set timeline for success. There's no finish line that says you have to be married by a certain age, have a certain career, or reach a certain status. Your journey is unique. Your purpose is different from anyone else's. When you compare, you only bring unnecessary stress and frustration. But when you focus on your own calling, that's when you'll find peace and fulfillment. You don't need to compete because what God has for you is for you. No one else can take it, no one else can claim it, and no one else can walk the path that was designed for you. So take the pressure off. Celebrate others without feeling like you're falling behind. Your only competition is becoming a better version of yourself. When you embrace this truth, you'll stop striving, stop comparing, and start enjoying your journey. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, and your best days are still ahead. God gave you your gifts for your destiny. You are not here by accident. The abilities, passions, and strengths you have were placed inside you by God for a reason. He didn't randomly distribute gifts and talents. He designed you specifically for the purpose He has for your life. What He gave you is exactly what you need to fulfill your destiny. Too often, we look at others and wish we had their gifts. We see someone who is a great speaker and think, I wish I could communicate like that. We see someone who is creative and think, I wish I had their talent. We see someone successful in business and think, if only I had their skills. But the truth is, if God wanted you to have their gifts, He would have given them to you. He gave you exactly what you need to accomplish what you were created to do. Imagine a toolbox. Each tool is designed for a specific purpose. A hammer isn't meant to cut wood, and a saw isn't meant to drive nails. But each one is essential in building something great. In the same way your gifts are uniquely designed to build the life and purpose God has planned for you, when you stop wishing for someone else's gift and start developing your own, that's when you'll see doors open. That's when you'll walk in confidence knowing that you are equipped for the journey ahead. Your gift may not look like someone else's, but that's because your destiny is different. Don't waste time comparing, doubting, or wishing for something else. Instead, embrace what God has placed inside you. When you use your gifts for His purpose, you will thrive, you will succeed, and you will make the impact you were created to make. Life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And the key to finishing strong is to stay in your own lane, focus on your own journey, and trust the timing that God has set for you. You were never meant to run someone else's race. Too often we look at others and think they're ahead of me, they're more successful, they've accomplished more. But what we don't realize is that God has a different path for each of us. Your race is not meant to look like anyone else's. Your journey is unique and your pace is perfect for what God has planned for you. Imagine if a runner in a race kept looking to the side, worrying about how fast others were going. They would lose focus. slow down, and possibly stumble. But the strongest runners keep their eyes forward. They don't waste energy comparing. They stay locked in on their own goal. That's how you have to approach life. Just because someone gets married before you, starts a business before you, or reaches their dream before you, doesn't mean you're behind. God's plan for you is still unfolding. He knows what you need, when you need it, and how to get you there. Instead of feeling discouraged by where others are, trust that your time is coming. God hasn't forgotten about you. He's preparing you, strengthening you, and positioning you for something greater than you can imagine. So take the pressure off. Stop worrying about what others are doing and focus on being the best version of you. When you run your own race in your own time with your own God-given purpose, you will finish strong and step into everything He has planned for you. Flowers don't compare themselves. Have you ever seen a rose looking over at a sunflower and saying, I wish I were that tall? Or a daisy looking at a tulip and thinking, I wish I had those colors. No, flowers don't compare themselves. They just bloom. They don't spend time worrying about what another flower looks like or how fast it's growing. They simply embrace what they were created to be. And that's exactly what you're meant to do. God made you uniquely beautiful, uniquely gifted, uniquely positioned for a purpose that no one else can fulfill. But too often we waste time looking at others, wishing we had what they have, instead of embracing what we've been given. Comparison will only slow you down. It will make you feel inadequate, insecure, and unworthy. But when you stop looking at others and start focusing on becoming the best version of yourself, that's when you'll thrive. Just like a flower flourishes when it's rooted in the right environment, you will flourish when you stay planted in the purpose God has for you. A rose isn't meant to be a sunflower. A sunflower isn't meant to be a daisy. And you aren't meant to be anyone but you. So don't shrink back. Don't doubt your worth. And don't let comparison rob you of your joy. Bloom right where you are, knowing that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Embrace who you are. You are not an accident. You are not a mistake. God made you exactly as you are, on purpose, for a purpose. The gifts you have, the personality you carry, even the little quirks that make you unique, none of it is by chance. You're divinely designed. But too often we try to change ourselves to fit in. We think, if I were more like them, maybe I'd be more successful. If I looked like that, maybe I'd be more successful. If I hide our true selves because we're afraid we're not enough. But the truth is, you will never find joy trying to be someone you were never meant to be. When you embrace who you are, confidence follows. You stop apologizing for being different. You stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. You stop striving to fit into a mold that was never meant for you. You realize that God created you with intention, and that means you are already enough. Think about this. No one else in the world can do what you do exactly the way you do it. No one else has your fingerprint, your voice, your vision. You are a masterpiece, one of a kind, and that is your greatest strength. So today, stop doubting yourself. Stop wishing you were someone else and start celebrating who you are. You are talented, you are chosen, you are equipped for an incredible purpose. Walk boldly in your uniqueness, knowing that you are exactly who you were meant to be. Stop looking to the left and right. One of the biggest distractions in life is comparison. We spend so much time looking to the left and right, seeing what others are doing, how far they've come, and what they've achieved. Instead of running our own race, we slow down, wondering if we're behind, if we're good enough, or if we measure up. But let me remind you, God didn't call you to run their race. He called you to run yours. The moment you take your eyes off your path and start focusing on someone else's, you lose momentum. You start doubting your journey. You forget that you too are on a divine timetable. Think about a race. A runner who keeps looking to the sides loses focus. They waste energy, get distracted, and sometimes even trip. But the strongest runners, they fix their eyes forward. They don't worry about who's ahead or behind. They just keep moving toward the finish line. That's how we need to live. Just because someone else got their breakthrough first doesn't mean you're behind. Just because they're succeeding in one area doesn't mean you're failing. God has a unique plan for your life, and it will unfold exactly as it should in the right time, in the right way. So stop looking to the left and right. Stay focused, keep running, keep trusting, Your time is coming, and what God has for you is greater than anything you could imagine. Blessings come when you are authentic. There is incredible power in being authentic when you embrace who you truly are, the person God created you to be. You position yourself from blessings that only come from living in alignment with your purpose. You don't have to pretend to be someone else, try to fit in or change yourself to meet the world's expectations. What God has for you is attached to your true self, not a version of you that you think people will accept. Too often we fall into the trap of trying to be like others. We see what's popular, what's successful, what gets approval, and we try to mold ourselves to fit that image. But God never blesses who you pretend to be. He blesses who He created you to be. When you live authentically, when you stop striving, stop comparing, and start walking in confidence, that's when doors open that you never expected. That's when favor finds you. That's when you step into the best version of your life. Think about David in the Bible. When he was preparing to fight Goliath, King Saul tried to give him his armor. But David quickly realized that the armor didn't fit. It was too big, too heavy. It wasn't designed for him. If David had forced himself to wear what wasn't meant for him, he would have failed. But instead, he chose to go into battle with what he knew, with his sling and 5 smooth stones. And because he was true to himself, he walked into victory. The same is true for you. You don't need to wear someone else's armor. You don't need to talk like them, look like them, or live like them to be successful. You are enough just as you are. The gifts, talents, and personality God gave you are exactly what you need to fulfill your purpose. When you stop trying to fit in and start standing out, blessings will begin to chase you down. Opportunities will come to you. Doors will open and the right people will be drawn to the real you. You'll find joy, peace, and fulfillment like never before. So today, make the decision to be authentic. Be bold. Be unapologetic. Be the person you were created to be. When you do, you will see God's favor in ways you never imagined. You don't have to be like them. You are already blessed as you. Shine with confidence. You were never meant to live in the shadows. You weren't created to shrink back, to doubt yourself, or to question your worth. God designed you to shine, to stand out, to walk boldly in the purpose He has set before you. But too often, we let fear, insecurity, and comparison dim our light. We think, what if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? What if people don't accept me? And so instead of stepping forward with confidence, we hold back. Instead of using the gifts we've been given, we stay silent. Instead of living fully, we settle for less than what we were created for. But here's what I want you to know. You were made to shine. You were created with talents, ideas, and a purpose that is unique to you. No one else can do what you do in the way that you do it. No one else carries your exact voice, your perspective, or your anointing. That means the world needs what you have to offer. Think about the sun. The sun doesn't ask permission to shine. It doesn't dim itself because it's afraid of being too bright. It simply rises every day and does what it was created to do: bring light, bring warmth, bring life. And when it shines, everything around it benefits. The same is true for you. When you step into your God-given confidence, when you embrace who you are without fear, when you walk boldly in your purpose, you not only bless yourself, you bless others. Your confidence inspires confidence in those around you. Your courage gives others permission to be courageous. Your light helps others find their own. But you can't shine if you're constantly worried about what others think. You can't step into your calling if you're waiting for everyone's approval. Some people won't understand your light. Some may even try to dim it. But that's not your problem. That's theirs. Your job is not to fit in, to be small, or to make others comfortable. Your job is to be who God created you to be, fully, fearlessly, and unapologetically. When you walk in confidence, you attract the right people, the right opportunities, and the right blessings. Doors will open, favor will follow, and you will step into things you never thought possible. But it all starts with believing in yourself, believing in what God has placed inside you, and making the decision to shine no matter what. So today, lift your head, stand tall, and walk in the confidence of knowing that you are chosen, equipped, and set apart for something great. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let doubt steal your destiny. You are meant to shine, so go ahead and shine brightly. Called Bless is gratefully yours. Today, make the decision to stop holding back. So today, make the decision to stop holding back. Ooh, bullet. So today, make the decision to stop holding back. To make the Destinies a song on Rome for all to see, making the light in the whole world. Stop waiting for permission to be who you were created to be. You have everything you need to step into the life God has prepared for you. Walk with confidence, speak with boldness, dream with faith. The world doesn't need another imitation, it needs the real you. When you embrace who you are, when you shine without fear, you step into the favor, the opportunities, and the blessings that have your name on them. And remember, your light isn't just for you, it's for those around you. When you shine, you inspire others to shine too. So don't dim your light to make others comfortable. Don't shrink back because of fear. Step forward with faith, knowing that you are chosen, called, and equipped for something greater. Your best days are still ahead. Your time is now. Go out and shine with confidence.